Yeah. We've got to get on the boat.
Daddy, what did you do for this? To pay for me for? I'm trying to.
This here is a walnut tree. In about 2 months we'll be fighting with the possums to get the walnuts. And these cattle in here, this is a European breed called Speckled Park, and it's become quite popular in New Zealand. Apart from being very pretty, apparently the meat is very nice, but we don't like to think about that, do we really? No, that's a good idea. Oops. This here on the left is a crop of maize. In about 3 months' time this will be harvested and used for stock feed. And this is organic, so I guess what they're spraying on it now is some organic concoction. As we come along here, please take notice of this red shed over here at about 11 o'clock, and the reason will become evident as we head on out. We're now entering private land. Oh, this building on the left here, this is accommodation for staff, to be up at the lodge. Now, unlike the British countries, in New Zealand, it's not the done thing to go onto private farmland without the permission of the landowner or the manager. I know in England and Scotland and Wales and no doubt Ireland, although Ireland likes to be different from the others, so I may not be correct. It's okay to go over the bridle paths or go onto the private farmland without permission. This here is a marae totara stream. In Maori, marae means meeting house or meeting place, and totara is a native tree. So I suspect when it was named there was literally a marae surrounded by totara trees somewhere along its way, but that is no longer the case. I had a German lady a few seasons ago ask if this was dry because of global warming. I said, I do not think so. It's been dry all my life, and although I'm getting on in years, I'm not quite a fossil yet. And but it did make me think. It's actually an overflow when there's a lot of rain up in the hills ahead of us. It did make me think, and over the next few trips I realised that these banks are largely made of shingle, small stones that depict, that mean that this was a big river. This is a great improvement from earlier this morning because we could not see the top of the Tomato Peak range there. So where my hand is pointing, that very craggy looking range, that's an iconic piece of landscape around here, the Tomato Peak range, full of Maori mythology. And has anyone been to the top of Tomato Peak? Oh, when was that?
Yesterday.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's fantastic, really, isn't it? Did you see the fossils embedded in the limestone? Oh, good good on you. A lot of people don't see that.
Well, you were walking, you were riding.
Right. Yeah, there's a very good steep walking and mountain bike track, and there's also a road out there. Steep and windy, so it'll make you Europeans feel very much at home. Well, not the ones from Netherlands though. But I still recommend it. It's a long time ago. Terrible cyclone last February on the east coast, and a huge amount of erosion happened because of Cyclone Gabriel. As we come up the top of this hill, we're coming across a 10.6 kilometre long predator-proof fence which comes off this peninsula out here. It was an amazing commitment by the three major landowners out here who funded it. I say commitment because when it was finished about 13 years ago, it cost $450 of the wildlife. And we know they made extinct the big flightless bird, the moa, M-O-A, not M-O-W-E-R. Where I grew up, about 40 kilometres south of here, there was the most amazing discovery of moa bones when I was at little school, primary school, of species from the 1 metre to the 5 metre high moas. We had several field trips there, which was most exciting, but I don't think we had any idea of the incredible importance of this finding. When our British ancestors arrived out, they brought with them rabbits, I think to make them feel more at home. So of course, they bred so quickly. Oh yeah, we have got something here. It wasn't this morning. What's this? Oh, that's a mallard with her little family. Now we don't get excited about these common ducks. They're everywhere really. What we do get excited about, and we saw some this morning, the brown teal, the tartini. So hopefully we'll see them again. But yeah, there are many traps cat that become major problems around farmland in New Zealand. But don't worry, there's a big team of volunteers that help with the predator program, and in fact there's a huge team of volunteers without whom this sanctuary could not operate. It's a very expensive exercise. Of course, there's a team that deals with the rearing of the young kiwi, and actually, some of us were fortunate enough about a month ago to go out to the inner sanctuary that I'll tell you about later on. And there's one full-time, fully paid person on the sanctuary, the rest are volunteers, and she told us that there are about 600 undercover Australians on board. I had one on the last trip, but he lives in New Zealand now, so he was okay. But the Australians from Tasmania talked their way into saying that they have manuka honey as well. So they flooded the market and made life very difficult for a while for our manuka beekeepers, bee producers. Just a little bit about the farming operation. We've seen some sheep. There would normally be about 5,000 head of breeding ewes on this place. And here they use the very clean-legged, clean-headed breed called Parrotdale. Very cruel, and in their neck wool, ruining it. So it's best to have a breed that does not grow wool there. I think most of the lambs have gone now. They able to produce lambs very early here, and so they're off on dinner plates before Christmas, and for that there's quite a premium. How's the Australian magpie, black and white, horrible birds? Growing up in the country, we have to protect ourselves from being attacked by those horrible birds. No, black-backed seagull, we don't like those much either. They don't attack us, but they steal the gannet's eggs and some of their young. And magpies also rip little birds out of their nests. Black cormorant. Yeah, so with the cattle, you can see they're mostly black, Aberdeen Angus, and being natives of Scotland, they deal with this sort of countryside very well. And any beast with white on their bodies or slightly less black coat, their father will have been a red and white Hereford. They use Hereford horse as well. And so normally about 300 head of cattle, breeding cows, and depending on the season as to the numbers of other age groups. Interesting to me because as we come up the next rise, right over the top of those buses there, across the other side of the Hawke Bay, is a peninsula called Mahia Peninsula. It's about 40 kilometres across, and basically it's a very remote area where not a lot happens. And it's actually, so it's right in front of us under that cloud bank. I suspect we'll be able to see it later on. And it's interesting because it's become the world's latest official rocket launch site. Now folk, I think we might stop at the cliffs on the way back, don't you? Because it's nice to have the place to ourselves. What do you think? Yeah, good one. It gets, I mean there's room for sort of 3 busloads of people, but it's hard to hear when others are talking, so we'll leave a little bit earlier from the Cape and stop up here. Oh, Mick's got their attention. Yeah, so this Rocket Lab, this is where Rocket Lab, the New Zealand Space Agency, operates from. Isn't it amazing to think that little New Zealand is now in the space game? And that's all because when a guy called Peter Beck was growing up in Invercargill, where the bottom of the South Island, where not a lot happens, he dreamt of sending rockets into space. And I heard a story the other day from one of his old classmates that when their teacher at a certain stage asked what they wanted to do, oh here's Fernando, the Hereford bull here. Well yes, when Peter's teacher asked the students what they wanted to preacher went to see his parents, told them they had a delusional son, and it's about time he started to think of something sensible to do with his life. Well, he did become a rocket scientist. He actually trained as a fitted turner. He didn't go to university. He's a practical sort, and he developed this company. It's partnered with American money because we don't have that sort of money. Mostly they're to do with weather research, climate research, and they can send up satellites much quicker. No. Low tide when we get back there. And down the beach, all the way to that red bullshed that I pointed out to you. So not only was it a long way, the sheep were only short, oh there's a little yellow hammer. They were only short once a year in those days. So not only was it a long way to go, but because they were only short once a year, they had a very heavy piece of wool on their backs. And so when that bridge was put in, she will put the seaweed under her, and make a nice nest. Whereupon she will lay one egg, about the size of a large hen's egg. And you'll see why when you see how big the chicks are already getting, and when you see my photos of the chicks when they're much older. Definitely, if when they're getting their food, they dive right under the water. So that's very, very, very first flight. No training, no circuits and bumps, just a lot of wing exercising, and they're a whole kilogram heavier than their parents. So they're around about 3.5 kilograms of weight on their very first flight. Bad weather, and so between 75 and 80% don't actually survive. So this is the fourth colony. Now when the young ones do get back, they parade up and down the outside of the colony. Well, which is a long time for a bird, isn't it? The Department of Conservation has told us there's actually a 30% divorce rate. Oh no, it's fantastic when lots of birds are flying, so this is great. Again, if you can't see down below, don't worry, we'll see it from up above. And we often get seals on those rocks down below, but people have your cameras ready and primed. Cameras ready and eyes right. Those cameras are primed. Okay, how's about this, eh?
Here we go, Kitty.
Is this something?
She's doing it.
Or what? So what we're going to do, we're just going to do a little circuit up here. I'll show you some other features. So I would like us to be loaded back by about 20 past 3. I'd like us all back on board.
Get it out
We
with
have to
here.
stop at the rocks on the way back. If you were to come around the beach down to the left, this would be the first colony you'd come to. This is the black wing colony. I'll park up this end. It won't be so smelly. If it is smelly, don't worry. It's all It's all natural, no chemicals added. They're a very good storyboards around. Oh, and I'll just say, everybody, with the one creature that they willingly allow are these little.
I know it's gonna work. Huge, yeah. That's like,
Did you leave your camera at the case so you didn't get embarrassed?
huh?
哎呀，老是睡觉了，我午夜。嗯咯，我夜天没那个觉。
There's the eggs. Oh, the baby ones, isn't it?
Just this one facing this way. So it doesn't have a chip, there's an air gun here. So you have to wait until she gets out. This one here, lying down. So you see the all different sizes, the young ones. And you see some of them are losing their white flesh. If you're patient, you'll see the air gun with this one too. So you can do the dogs now. And soon you'll see one of the other buses.
There's so much of them.
They're laying eggs. So,
Why don't they all come in the same area?
I think I got that. Yeah. Number 1. The farthest one I hit. That's it. Yeah, you're on the wrong bus though. too close to the edge.
Okay, if you'd like to gather around, there's some pretty extraordinary photos here. And a lady was dead still day, hot and still. And the lady was randomly filming. This was kind of almost low tide. It's just coming again now, I think. So it used to be, as one of you knows, a tractor and trailer business that would take people around. Hey, can you get off the please? And yeah, this tractor and trailer business for about 70 years took people around to the Cape, quite the safest way of going. Quiet day for them, one tractor, two trailers, a couple of Korean freedom walkers. There had been a slip and another one has just happened. That these are in order. Amazing pictures, aren't they?